Welcome to the All Things Hidden podcast with your host, Christa Reynolds. Today's episode is entitled Dimensional Living. Christa will be doing a monologue this week and returning to guests next week. Enjoy this episode. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. We appreciate it. And now, your host, Christa Reynolds.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of All Things Hidden podcast. I'm your host, Christa Reynolds, and today we're going to be just looking at what it means to live in the dimensions. So we enter into this earth plane in what is the third dimension, meaning that we are in these mental constructs. We're in this space where we become educated by the energies around us. We come to know a lot of our education through what is our first three chakras. Now, it's nice to understand these energy centers in our body for our awakening, for our evolution. And the first chakra is really powerful because it allows us to ground. It allows our body to ground towards the earth and to release extraneous energy. It's ruled by Saturn, governed by Earth, and Saturn is there to help us work through our fears, work through our insecurities, to help us become trusting and secure on the land in which we are living, the family in which we are living in. We, like any energy center, can get tumbled and stuck in a chakra and be running repeatedly different thought forms and different fears and different pictures. And we can tumble and not go very far when we're just stuck in this first chakra. Then there is the second chakra, which is above the pubic bone, below the belly button, the sacral chakra, Svadhisthana. And this is governed by water. So it runs through our whole bloodstream. It runs through all of us. It is ruled by Venus in that it's the part of us that wants to have some fun, some joy. We want to feel into our urges, be them emotional or sexual. And it is an opportunity to feel that connection, that feeling, those yummy feelings that come from ourselves to another and back to us. However, for many people, this chakra is way too wide open and we're feeling everybody's stuff and we're almost confused what's ours and what is another's. And we can lose our sense of boundaries and our ability to say, this works for me, that doesn't work for me. And the old saying, you tend to become a doormat, that's your second chakra, where you're just too wide open, absorbing everything, no boundaries. So this chakra helps us when we come to understand it, to know that we can close it down. We can feel what we want to feel. We can cipher through our feelings, make ourselves more powerful in knowing what we like, what we really enjoy, what we want to share with others. And then there's the third chakra, which is Manipurna. It's governed by fire. It's ruled by Mars. And this is at the solar plexus, and it's usually yellow in color. It's where our eternal flame sits. It's the place where there is a brilliance and a brightness to our intelligence, to our intellect, to our instincts, to our inner knowing. It gives us power. Whenever you feel like you're really good at something, you've done something over and over again, that's your third chakra. You become powerful in that because it's almost automatic in your system because you've done it so much. This is the part of you that really screams when you're doing something new and you fumble and you don't do very well and you have a learning opportunity. And it can feel excruciating because it gets you into the mental mind and it dims your flame. It dims your light for a little bit until you go into the heart chakra, which is the intersecting chakra between the third dimension and the fifth dimension. And you begin to have some compassion for yourself, some empathy, some understanding, some inner standing of the evolutionary path that you are actually on, and that you will fall down, you will make mistakes, and then you will be able to, through your first three chakras and your heart, to get up, brush yourself off, and learn, hopefully, from the experience you had, so that the next time out of the gate, you do it differently. You look for that higher road. So we've been tumbling, many of us, in these first three chakras. And for many of us, it has caused us to react rather than respond to life. And life is very challenging right now. And we are questioning our conditioning from the external world, be it through our media, be it through our educational systems, be it through the people around us, our family members. And so this is, we want to connect with these entities, these people, these situations, but there's another part of our body, excuse me, that is struggling. It's like saying, no, that doesn't feel right to me. I feel my power diminishing because I feel like I'm limited in my choice. And it's someone's telling me what I should do rather than me having that personal choice within me where I burn my fire brightly inside of me and I stand in my conviction of what I know what's true for me, for my, what we call Satnam, which is my truth is my identity in the Kundalini tradition. And this is, again, all related to the heart chakra, which takes us to the fifth dimension, takes us to this place. If we're able to truly look at our first three chakras and their outline, to a place where we can become expansive, because it's Jupiter, it's our breath, it's breathing in and expanding the heart and making ourselves bigger and brighter in our compassion, in our empathy, in our understanding. And we start to diminish these lower vibrations of like jealousy and just feeling like judgment against another. Rather, we take that higher road, if you will, and we're able to see that they're suffering just like we have been suffering, and that we're all suffering in this third dimension, in these first three chakras, because this is why we're here. We're here for Earth School. We're here to transcend this third dimension. We're here to elevate into this heart chakra, into these higher realms, which gives us the impetus through the throat chakra, Visuddhi, to express our truth, to hear the truth, to hear everything and not be biased by what you hear, but rather to hear it all, to be able to listen to everything and not be lowered or elevated. It's almost like this is where we come into what we call the neutral mind. In Kundalini, this is a very powerful mind because it's a mind that can observe everything and it doesn't have to find judgment in anything. So as I said before, we have this kind of reactionary mind and we have this mind of a higher quality that has the consciousness and the wherewithal to maybe take a pause, if you will, and to really respond to life. I want to talk about some things that can happen when we get triggered. So when something comes to us and we react quickly, we get triggered. We are often living out the past in that moment. And there are three possible things that could be happening. And I just want you to hopefully be mindful of this. One, a belief could come up that we may be holding strongly. This might be that religion is bad, or relationships disappoint me, politicians can't be trusted. I'm just giving you some examples. But right as they come into our sphere, we tighten, we grip, and we're kind of held in this pigeonhole, and it often will exude a reaction, or will simply shrink away. One of the two. Now, another one is that someone might say something or do something, and an old wound that is not healed yet, or even conscious to us yet, can come up. And we often block out these memories of these events, often till later in life, because they're sometimes so traumatizing, and we're trying to just get through the various moments of our life without it until it sort of runs up and catches up with us. And these can be, maybe you were physically assaulted as a kid, sexually, emotionally. These are old wounds. And so in our consciousness, we might at this point not be aware of them, but our subconscious is fully aware of it. And when we're not in inner standing and understanding of what has happened to us, we can react from our subconscious, because it's in our subconscious and it really wants to come up and be addressed. And so it will come up in some weird way until it gets our attention, and we're ready to breathe into it and see it for what it was and is, and how to transcend it and heal it. And then the third way is maybe we've been programmed by our media, our social media, our family, our educators to respond in a certain way. And this again can be conditioning. This can happen, often it happens, from the time we're 1 until we're 14. We're constantly getting these messages from the external world telling us how to be. And we don't get a lot of opportunity to learn who we are internally, who we are in relation to our own energy centers and our relationship maybe to the prime creator, to your faith, to something bigger and more profound than you that you have faith in, that you trust, that you have maybe a dialogue or relationship with. And this comes with time for many of us, when we can pull away from the conditioning, pull away. So I want to invite us today, and we're going to do a little meditation around this, to really acknowledge your journey in Earth School, and acknowledge these first 3 chakras, and acknowledge that there is a learning curve here. There is an awakening. There is an opportunity to become more conscious, more aware, more compassionate, and more loving, to the point that you will no longer be triggered by some of these stories, by some of the things you're hearing in the external world. You'll begin to operate from the heart and have a lot of compassion for not only yourself and the experience you had, but other people's experience. And you'll be able to hold them as you hold yourself, in a lot of love and a lot of understanding. And this is when we start radiating at the 5th dimension. And a lot of the chaotic problems that we kept attracting when we were tumbling in the first 3 chakras virtually disappear. We actually are in this higher vibration, and so we begin attracting this higher vibration. We begin attracting the love that we are and the love that we deserve. And our relationships start to fundamentally change. And it may mean relationships fall away, and it may mean relationships that you have that you care about may change and shift, which can be beautiful, because you go beyond the pettiness of the first 3 chakras and you enter into this 5D. And this is what's happening on planet Earth right now as we go through this equinox. We are in the tearing of the fabric, and it will require all of us to acknowledge that we have a consciousness and a subconsciousness, and that we have a subconsciousness that will act out and react until we're willing to address and honor these other lower vibrations, and opportunities to heal are within us. And we can do this through meditation. We can do this through sitting and grounding. So join me for a few moments here while we sit and ground. We feel our sit bones to the earth, and we ignite the 4 chakras, pure quality of air, the breath of life, who we are. So as you're sitting, your shoulders dropping, your sit bones grounding, your mouth closed, draw breath in and feel your belly fill. Feel your solar plexus fill. Feel your lungs fill. Feel your heart expand like Jupiter. Roll your shoulders back. And when you're ready, open your mouth and just blow out. Release any stress, tension. Let your shoulders drop. Let your sit bones ground. Again, breathe in. Feel your belly, feel your chest, feel your lungs, your breath of life, your heart expand like Jupiter. And as you exhale, just feel your body releasing, letting go, grounding. One more, draw breath in. Bring this breath up into the space between the brain and skull. And create a little space there as you exhale and release your brain away from your skull. Release pressure around the forehead, around the eyes, and around the jaw. And as you breathe in and out, start to feel internally, as you turn your eyes inward, this neutral body, this neutral mind. This is a really beautiful place to operate from, because then we are in present time. We are not in our past. We're not future tripping. We're here right now. We breathe in and we breathe through, and we can be uber present with whatever is happening outside of us as well as inside of us. And so when we're in the presence, breathing in and breathing through, two things that may trigger us, we can see that we're triggered. We can honor that something outside of us is mirroring something inside of us. And we can begin to breathe, and we can begin to ground, and we can begin to honor what needs to be healed in this moment. And we take the blame away from someone else outside of us, and we take the blame away from ourselves and realize that this is just part of evolution. This is my evolution, and this person has come to me to mirror something that is going on inside of me at this moment that I need to address, that I need to make peace with. I need to take this and hug it, hold it like it's a baby inside my heart. Breathe into it. Release the sadness, release the fear, release the struggle, the contractedness. And just know that this is part of our growth. This is part, and to really honor this experience inside of us and flood this beautiful heart with love, with light, with this beautiful, expansive, abundant Jupiterian energy that wants to have you be happy and expansive and abundant. Breathing into that fifth dimension and breathing through. So please allow yourself to honor your journey, to honor your experience in present time. Breathing in and breathing through, just grounding. Thank you for joining us, All Things Hidden podcast. Many blessings.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe to the All Things Hidden podcast. Thank you. This show and many others is brought to you by Madmana Studios. For more information, contact us at latham@madmanastudios.com. That's LATHAM at Madmana, MADMANA Studios.com.